Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Good morning. It's still 15 minutes left of morning in Central Time Zone, but by the time I get this loaded, it's probably going to be afternoon. I'm just reading the Bible. I'm like, anyway, whatever. I don't have to explain myself to you. Okay, let me move all this stuff. And I am going to pull some cards for today. If you're interested in a personal reading, astrology or tarot, my information is down below. This is going to be a collective reading for everyone. It's timeless. However, the date happens to be March 23rd, 2023. Pluto is moving into Aquarius. Pluto is in Aquarius, actually, at 0 degrees. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a BFD. It's kind of a big fucking deal. But it's Pluto is far out there. We might not even understand what this like means. It'll be nice to have a change though. I'm really stoked because Pluto has been opposite my sun in Cancer for way too long, and I feel like this is gonna kind of be the end of that for me, that transit. All right, so I'm going to pull some cards. If this reading may or may not resonate with you, I'm sorry, I can't do it. My hair just looks really weird on the video. And look for like numbers or things that I say, like whenever I watch tarot readers, because mostly because I'm always learning and I love hearing like I always hear different things about the cards that, I never thought of. But I look for things specifically like an animal, or like I love turtles, I love frogs. They're like meaningful to me. And stuff like that. Numbers 444 is one of my favorites. So if I see that one, it means something. So anywho. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. So that'll be 10 cards. Yeah, really. Six of Pentacles. This represents, so when I'm doing a collective reading, this is like us individually, others, what kind of the people on earth are experiencing right now. And the Six of Pentacles is a balanced give and take. Pentacles are earth energy. I love the story behind this card. He is giving alms to the poor, but he holds a scale, and that means that he is giving in balance. They're kneeling in gratitude, but the whole story behind the card is that this man has once been there. And so he's not looking down on them. There are situations where someone will give to you, but look down on you for it, or someone will give to you, but it comes with strings attached. So this lends itself to what I've been talking about, where we want to kind of extricate ourselves from these like duties and obligations and responsibilities. Like, don't take that the wrong way. Like, we still have to be responsible, but it's the kind of stuff where, like, I don't know, I usually try to use personal examples, but like in general, someone loaned you money, right? Or maybe helps you start up a business or some kind of endeavor, and then expects you to operate in a certain way. Like, in some sense, you lose your autonomy, and that wasn't written in a contract. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about like breaching contracts, but I'm talking about these unwritten rules that we kind of put on people. And I'm like having trouble talking. So, throat chakra, like maybe where we feel afraid to speak up because someone has certain expectations of us because they did something for us or something. But it's like we want to bring this more harmony into our interactions with people. What is the challenge? Oh, wow. All right. So the challenge, we got 5 of Wands. There's 2 of them. And 7 of Wands. Those two together. So the wands are fire. That's our creativity, our passion. It's like movement, action. And we have these people are fighting. I'm getting like spiritual battles, and this guy is standing up for himself. Like and one thing I'd point out with the 7 of Wands is he is holding his boundaries. He's not going after anyone, but he's defending his space. So this is kind of where we want to stand up for ourselves. We want to hold our boundaries, and there's all of this going on the outside. Now, I mean, are we in this? Like I was saying, this is a collective reading. I'm reading it as though there's a main character, but you're in it somewhere. Are you out here in like all of this fighting and all of that? Are you holding your own space? Are you standing up for yourself, or are you not standing up for yourself and you're kind of like stuck in this battle? And when I'm seeing this as a challenge card, uh, this is a challenge that we need. We kind of need this battle in order to get to this place where we're in more fair and balanced relationships where somebody helps you out because they fucking want to, not because like you owe them uh for that. Subconscious. What's in our subconscious? What are we not seeing? The two, saying 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is about intimate relationships, intimate partnerships, connecting more in a more childlike way. Memories from the past. This can also be a card of like family, remembering our childhood. So some of us can be like maybe in battles with our family, or it doesn't even have to be battles, it can be struggles. Things don't feel easy out there, and that's okay. This is about becoming comfortable with discomfort because that's how we grow, by working through things. But deep down on a subconscious level, we really just want to connect in a more childlike, innocent way that doesn't have like he just gave this little boy just gave the little girl flowers because he fucking felt like it. You know what I mean? That sometimes that's a soulmate card, and the reason it's a soulmate card is because we connect with people in that way when they are a soulmate. And the best way I can think of to describe it is like my husband now, even if we have an argument or whatever, we've been together for 10 years, and like not in a gross way, but I love that guy like a brother kind of, because we can tell each other anything. There's like a childlike quality to the way that we relate to one another. It's like, we're both curious about each other. It's more innocent than it's that innocence behind the passion that's there, and we can have soulmates that aren't partners, like soulmates can be friends. But we want to connect with people on a more with like just less duty and obligation. See, here's what's kind of cool. And I think I was talking about the number 666 the other day, but we got 6 of Pentacles and 6 of Cups. So we've got 2 6s here. Sixes are like the vibration of Venus. It represents family, earthy pleasure. And that's kind of why, like, the number 666 is considered bad, because in religion, like, we don't want to have Venusian pleasure. They don't want us like little peons to have all the money and all that. We got to give it to the, hierarchy or whatever. All right. So what are we moving out of? What's the energy we're coming from? The 4 of Wands. So 4 of Wands, his spirit, that's a milestone. It's a milestone. It's spiritual awakening. I always like to point out there's an 1111 on there. We have a 5, 2 6s, a 7, a 4. And through each of the like ace through 10, I think of those as like, the aces are beginnings, and the 10, we're like right in the fucking thick of everything. We're in the thick of it. But yeah, we want to find our spiritual home. We're in this pursuit of like clarity, of a sense of purpose, of being in alignment, of building a solid spiritual foundation. When I'm getting this in the recent past, it's almost like that's not necessarily that we found it, we were there, and now we're like fighting for shit. I think we're coming from this place where that's what we know we want, and this is the bullshit we have to get through to like get there. What do we know? What do we know? What do we know? These 2 came out. Okay. We don't know. We don't know everything. So this is like what is known. The Chariot is success. And I think this is what we have to know. Like, we are charging forward. There's a black Sphinx, a white Sphinx, which is really hard to say. And it's like harnessing sometimes opposing energies, opposing forces. It requires like being in our Zen, really being focused, not getting into like petty distractions. And that came out with the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords is sneaky shit. Like a lot of tarot readers, that's a card of like, oh, your husband's cheating on you or whatever. Somebody is talking about you behind your back, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that's true. I also like to think of it though in a higher aspect of, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes in our favor. Maybe even something that doesn't look like it's in our favor is going on behind the scenes, and the universe could be conspiring to make something beautiful happen for you. However, there's just some bullshit that you got to get through before you get there. So like, yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. That's what I got. Okay. And it's all small. That's the important part. We have to remember that it's all small. Like, we're just like little humans on Earth, swimming around a big old rock, whatever, in a massive universe, galaxy. I don't know what's bigger. I should know more about space than I do. But I probably know more than most astrologers, because I started learning astrology before there were computers. But anyway, to figure out charts. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. Like, things might be jacked up. This is also 7-7. So we have 7-7-7 here. Wow, there's a lot of numerology, where we're like defending our space. And number 7 is kind of the number that comes before things manifest, like you'll see that 8 is where that like things have manifested, but that's why 777 is a big number to see before something is going to manifest for you. But yeah, we have know that you've got to feel that in your heart. You've really got to feel that you are going to succeed. Focus on what you can, stay in the moment, stay in the here and now. Imagine your success. And this cannot be materialistic. This has got to be more of a collective vibe to it, like of a nature of like service to others. It's not all about you. This is a collective, like evolution. So and then if you feel like something's going on, imagine that it's for the good of all, including you, because it is. But hold your space. Like, don't let other people trample on you. You need to make sure that like your energy isn't getting jacked up by other people, and we don't have to be ignorant or rude or anything like that. It's just kind of, having that downtime. And we do have to people, it's important to go people, but make sure that there is some non-people time for you. That's important as well. I don't usually set the cards down this way, so I always notice when I do. We got the sun. The sun is optimism, healing, 6 of Swords. All right, so this is the challenge. Right. What do we have? What are we moving towards? What are we moving into? That's a lot, but okay. We're gonna keep them. But before that, I want to say really quick, I was getting like we're gonna do both of these. And we may not even realize it. We're gonna think we're holding space and chilling up here and all of that and creating boundaries. And then we're like, oh shit, how am I in this brawl? We might just find ourselves there. And that's all right. That's what we're gonna go back and forth. That's okay. Because what we are looking for, gosh, this is so cool. This is like really cool, is where we're in the middle, um, this with like things being in balance. But look, it goes 5, 6, 7. Yeah, just in the thick of it. Okay, so we are moving towards the world. I really wanted to focus on this. Keep fucking with me, man. I'm sorry, I'm making you wait for this. There we go. Oh, and she's naked. I'm gonna stick by. I'm not popular enough for YouTube to really care about my naked tarot cards. But the world, we're that's in general, like the world. That's what we're moving into, more of a collective, like unified. Sure doesn't feel like it, but also we have the Fool here, which is number 0, which I think is kind of neat because the world is like a circle. This is naivety, trust. Also though, acting a fool. Nobody knows what they're doing. Okay, like nobody, talk to me in an hour and I might be losing my fucking mind. Like I do these and then I'm in there. I'm in the game. I'm in the game. But and those came out with the King of Wands. King of Wands is like the journey of the wands is the spiritual journey. So we are moving in the direction of creating our own reality. A lower aspect, like we can also find someone who represents this. It's masculine energy. It doesn't mean it has to be a dude. but it's someone who like takes action, somebody who is confident. Also, because I don't do reversals, I'm like the cards have dual at like, higher and lower aspects to them. But people can be angry, like the King of Wands can be anger. That's, fire energy. So we could be running into some angry people, but we're learning from all of it. You got to let yourself act a fool too, um you're not expected to know what you don't know, so you might make a fool of yourself sometimes. Like that's, yeah, I don't know, that's what happens. It's cool too because the world card this is going to be longer than I thought it was, but the world card is like leveling up. It's the last card of the major arcana. And I always think of it as like, she's coming out of a hoo-ha or whatever, naked and stuff. Like when you close a cycle and you've learned a big lesson, you understand you're naked because you're like vulnerable. You're naked because maybe you've been dressed down by the truth, or like but there's a sense of vulnerability. The more we learn, the more we know that we don't know, and the more we learn that it's useful to be vulnerable. And then the next card is the Fool. Like, so the major arcana kind of wraps around, but the reason that the Fool is the number 0 is because you can place the Fool anywhere in the Fool's journey. It's called, the major arcana is called the Fool's journey, and you can always start fresh, being the Fool, learning new things. Okay, so let's do the next card is advice moving forward. Five of Cups, again, a 5. This is mourning loss, experiencing loss. So the flip side of this is there is an appropriate time for mourning, for being sad, for acknowledging losses. But this man is crying over cups that are spilled as well. He should. Nobody's judging him for that. But at some point, he has to turn around and realize that there are 2 cups behind him. And then also, if you look, like there's a bridge and a castle, which presumably it's kind of a little castle, but I don't care. I'd be grateful for any size castle. So it's a reminder that you have to come back to gratitude. It's not that we want to gloss over experiences of loss or anything like that, but at some point we have to turn around and be grateful. All right. This is how this is how others view us, or how we might be viewing others. Like basically what's in the environment, what's going on around us with regards to other people. 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is quiet contemplation. Some people might wonder like why they haven't heard from you, why you're being so quiet. You might be wondering that about other people, but the 4 of Swords is connecting to spirit. Really, the 4 comes after the 3 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords is heartbreak. So in the 4 of Swords, we're kind of like, okay, what was that all about? What am I learning? Because we're building foundations. With the number 4, we're building foundations. And it could be a card. Some people might be feeling lonely. Hopes and fears. That's funny. Ace of Wands. This is like to start, it's a fresh start. And then that came out with the 6 of Swords, which I pointed out earlier on the bottom of the deck. The Six of Swords is healing, moving forward. So there we have our 666. So we're both hopeful and fearful of beginning new and of moving away from the choppy waters. You know, this is like moving forward into more clear space, but we can't see what's back here. It looks like it's clear, it looks like it's better, but you know, the sun's not really shining. It's kind of dreary. The point of this card is that you're hopeful that things are better there, but while you're en route to this place that you feel like will be better, you're processing and healing. Because again, we have the swords and that's our thoughts. So we got 666. That's funny. This is individually where we are. This is subconscious. And this is our hopes and fears. Like maybe we're afraid to move away from that shit. Like maybe we're in a mess. I had a very clear addiction. That was alcohol. Some people are addicted to drama. Some people are addicted to power. Some people are like, I know how this old system works. So I want to keep that old system going. I know how to have my needs met. In this infrastructure where we're like doing things for other people in order to get something out of it. It it's been going on for a long time. So like that's a comfort zone. So there is some fear in beginning this, you know, this whole new journey. Let's see. Ew. The outcome. Yeah, baby. Tower. So the tower is things coming to just anything with a faulty foundation crumbling. People are falling out of the tower. So here's what's funny. The two cards that I couldn't get the camera to zoom on were the tower and the world. And that just made me think of Pluto entering into Aquarius and how I was saying that we really aren't going to know exactly what that is. Like even now I love doing things like looking back on my birth chart at certain dates and being like, oh, that's what that was. Like a lot of astrology is about patterns. When I do a reading, I kind of look for certain alignments and I'll ask people, do you know what's something going on like around this time? That way I can ascertain or you know how a certain planet like reveals itself in that person's life. But the tower and the world would not come into focus. Like this is going to be unclear, things are going to be uncertain. Can you move through that? Can you move through that and know that with the chariot, like you will be successful. It's like having faith. I want to do a witch card. I love this deck. It has like the shiny edges, and I like those shiny edges. These can be kind of dark, but I think we need to figure out like what are we looking at in our shadow, you know? Protection. We got protected yesterday. We was one of the cards that know that you are protected. That wasn't the card I picked. Just noticed that I had that yesterday and there it is again today. Knowing that you're protected. Broom. Broom. It's number 8. when I'm done with this, I'm going to count what we got of all the numbers because that's funny. What dreams may come from what you seek, make room, make way, a clearing need be. Yeah, that's the fucking tower. Like that's Pluto. Pluto is literally like the tower card. um, we are clearing space for whatever new is coming into our lives, whatever new situation, and we may not like the way that the process of the tower falling, of all of the things crumbling looks, but it's because they're being rebuilt. And so this is time to like clean things up. Let's see. So broom. Brooms are often used to sweep away negative energy in a similar way to Native Americans burning white sage. It sweeps away the physical and invisible energies that have crept in from the outside world. This clearing of energy contributes to a witch's well being. Clearing out the old and dusty, a witch makes space for the new. Sweeping out negative energy, a witch raises her vibration and therefore her strength. When the broom sweeps into your life, you are being guided to do some cleaning. Some things surrounding your current situation have been neglected. You need to clear out this dust of the past. This card can also mean clearing your aura. As healers, we tend to hold on to the energy of others for much longer than we need. It's important to do regular purification rituals to keep your aura nice and tidy. This message is, that doesn't matter. The more you clear out the old, the more you make room for new energies to come into your life. Removing things both physical or metaphorical from your life, such as mementos from past relationships, or giving away things that remind you of old situations, helps with that process of clearing. Hold on. Yeah. We are clearing stuff out. So I've actually been doing that, kind of giving away things and going through my junk drawers. Yes, I have multiple, and giving them away. Or throwing out like all of like the cords that I have no idea what they go to. So we got 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, and 4. Okay, 44, 55. We're in the middle of a lot of stuff. Find peace where you can. Clean out what you can. Let go of things. Don't chuck them, but release your grip, because everything is just shifting and moving itself around, so that it can be rebuilt in a new way, one that doesn't require so much like restriction and force, so that like we're not in. I mean, this feels to me like forcing things to happen, I don't know. I always think of it like, oh, it's Thanksgiving or a holiday, and like, well, I made your favorite, you have to come to, a holiday dinner or whatever. Yeah, sweet. Anyway, I hope you have a great day on earth. Thank you for stopping by. If you're still here, I'm shocked. Peace. Namaste.